let's talk about some miscellaneous details that I couldn't really find a good spot to put in for this basics primer. The first one is any deployed utilities such as shield walls, ammo fabricators, first aid stim fabricators, ammo crates, what else? Landmines, things like that. I guess ammo crate isn't a utility, it's something that can be made by an engineer for their ability. But anyways, deployed utilities will prevent a structure from being built on top of it. So just make sure that you place all your utilities and stuff after the base has been built. That way you don't interfere with base building activities. Also, structures that are about to be destroyed, they will emit a loud metallic breaking sound, like a loud bang, just before it's destroyed. Use this to your advantage and either abandon that structure or try to repair it. Deployed utilities can be destroyed by friendly fire, especially explosives. Some of the utilities like the ammo and stim fabricators, I think those can be destroyed by just regular old bullets. Let's see. Yeah, if you get downed and you're killed, don't give up right away. Try to give the medics and the other troopers a chance to revive you. This becomes very important to do because on higher difficulty levels your amount of reinforcement tickets are reduced. And once those reinforcement tickets are gone, it's game over. Sometimes additional tickets may be given to the players after they complete an objective. And the next thing here, try not to drop a napalm grenade or flamethrower people, because that blocks line of sight significantly. And when everyone can't see, then chances increase very high that everyone will die because they can't see. So try not to do that. Also, if you're carrying a canister of ore or gas, you can't use your weapons to shoot at bugs. You would just drop your canister. Canisters can be blown up by you or the bugs, and they take a long time to extract those resources, so try not to drop them or destroy them. While you're carrying a canister, you can use your melee. You can use it as your melee weapon. It's possible to kill a bug that way, but I do not recommend it because the bugs can hit you faster and harder. However, I think from my experience you can stun them and do a little bit of a knockback. But I wouldn't count on surviving for too long if you had to resort to hitting them with a canister. Sometimes before you get hit by a bug you can jump, and right before impact, if you're still in the air, the bug will knock you back pretty far. Use that opportunity to either reload, heal, or keep running, or you could just keep shooting at the bug. There's no right or wrong answer. If you run out of ammo, you can always use the knife. You can one-hit kill drones with a knife. Can't say the same thing with the other bugs, but you know, just go down fighting. Try to take down as many bugs with you as possible. Before we go any further with any other details for this video, I wanted to make sure that we touch on this particular topic about reloading Twin MG Emplacements and the Sentry Turrets. Although it's not like the most fun thing to do, I think it's very important that this should be mentioned because these turrets, they don't reload themselves and they need a trooper to do that for them. And it's very important that these things are, you know, being fed ammunition because these turrets, they're pretty strong, they hit pretty hard. So, you know, anything that you can do to add on some extra firepower on the field would always be like, you know, a good idea to do. Plus you get some XP for that too. I believe that's 10 XP per reload, but let me double check my notes here. Yes, I believe it'll pop up in the UI as rearmed ally, and then you should get 10 XP for that. So it's not like a completely thankless kind of task. So that's like one incentive if you want to, you know, support the other troopers in that kind of way. And when it comes to like, you know, doing some base building, I always recommend building the ammo crates, the ammo stockpiles, ammo fabricator and first aid stim fabricators on top of structures. But the ammo stockpile should be on top of a structure and as close as possible to these turrets. That way you don't waste time having to fetch it from a long distance. And for the ammo crates and the ammo fabricator, first aid, stim fabricator, I mean, you could put these inside bunkers as well. You know, just in case there's a lot of bug activity on the top. But I really don't want to put these kind of things like down on the ground because once your base is breached, you know, it's going to be very hard for people to safely grab these items because the base would have been swarmed at that point. And I also like to mention that you should place mines and other items like shock beacons at choke points, or to guard a certain part of the base that contains, like, you know, the arc or something like that. Those are like good places to put those kind of things because if a certain objective goes, like the arc, if it's destroyed, then that's pretty much game over. So those are just some you know, really random details that I wanted to share with everyone before we move on any further with the video. Let's talk about patrols and ambushes. So a patrol can be a side objective during Advanced and Secure AAS, Horde mode, Arc mode, and they can just also be a normal encounter in Advanced and Secure and in Hive mode. Now, typically, if it's an objective, if a patrol is left unchecked, this will continually increase the threat level of the game. The threat level can be seen in the top right corner with this kind of like progress bar with a icon of an arachnid on the right hand side, and it's in red color. So if you leave this unchecked, if you don't eradicate the bugs in that patrol, it just makes the game more challenging because the bugs will just continually spawn at that location. So it's not a good idea to leave that patrol alone. Here's a tip. Aim for the drones. Any bug killed in a patrol will count towards eliminating the patrol. So you don't necessarily have to eradicate the warriors. You can try to aim for the drones first, which will help cut down the patrol in a rapid pace. Let's talk about ambushes. This is a common occurrence when you're playing on any game mode. Typically, a visual cue will be dirt clouds and pebbles will kind of be kicked up in the air. Puffs of dirt are or will be seen, and you can also hear that as well. So these are good indicators that you're about to be ambushed. So in an ambush, I believe all bug types can spawn in an ambush. I could be wrong about that, so if I am, just send out a message in the comments and let everybody know. It's always good to share information instead of keeping things to yourself. This is one of the best ways for everybody to learn. So I hope if I do miss anything, the community can chime in the comments. Before I forget, I kind of forgot that LMAT0 also had some additional notes on this. They said that mutators like warrior, gunner, and grenadier ambushes, they can spawn about every 5 minutes or so, but that's also kind of based on chance. So kind of keep that in mind as you're playing the game. And if you haven't had one of these events occur in the past few minutes leading up to, for example, an arc slam, then it's pretty high chance that you're going to get one of these events during the extraction phase. So just be careful and keep an eye out for ambushes. So if you happen to find yourself in an ambush situation, there's a few things that I can suggest to help you survive. The first one is to try to find an elevated position. This can be a shipping container, a vehicle, a low structured building. You can also deploy mines, sentry turrets, shield walls, or any other device that can stun them, like the shock grenade. There's also this utility that you can deploy where it creates electric kind of fence. So those things can help you survive an ambush. Also, I believe that ambushes can be triggered when you initiate base building activities, which is going to be on advanced and secure, arc mode, and sometimes on horde mode. So here's the tip. Wait for the whole team to be there. Any stragglers or anyone that's just happening to be spawning not close to your location will most likely be killed if they can't get to the base building zone in time. So just make sure everyone's present and accounted for before base building activities proceed. Let's talk about what stun and stagger is in this game. So stun causes the enemy to stop movement immediately. With stagger, it causes the enemy to stop movement while under fire. So some differences here is that stun is a one-time effect, and you can shoot it multiple times with something that can cause a stun, but that stun value, the duration, I believe will be the same. Yeah, I could be wrong about that, so hopefully someone knows more details about the duration and how that stacks when you attack it multiple times. Let me know in the comments. While with stagger, you can keep shooting at the bug and it'll kind of keep the bug kind of in place because you're continually firing on it. Alright, let's take a moment and talk about the different game modes. So let's start with AAS. It also stands for Advanced and Secure, which you can see here once you have that game selected. So with Advanced Secure, you pretty much deploy onto the planet. You need to capture territory, and there's some like side objectives where you need to mine the planet for gas and ore, or you need to recover some Federation equipment out in the field. This thing's a pretty cool game mode. I often play this one because they can be pretty short. They can last anywhere from like 15 to maybe 20 or 30 minutes depending on how fast the troopers progress the game. It's a pretty popular one from what I've been told, and can't go wrong with AAS. Going from Advanced and Secure, we're moving into ARC. So you can kind of think of it this way, like with AAS, you're trying to put, like, create a foothold on the planet and make it a presence on there for the Federation. And then with the ARC, you're still building a base, but you're building it from scratch. So you need to kind of do a lot of the similar things that you would do in AAS. You need to mine value gas and ore in order to build the base. Like the duration of this game can be a lot longer, and people often let the game progress or like lag for a while just to farm XP and class and weapon XP. So if you are really into getting all the XP that you can get at one go, ARC mode might be the game mode for you. Now with ARC mode, I'm not really into it because I just can't sit in one game for like that long. I've sometimes been in a game that would last like for an hour, and that's just not for me. I just don't like sitting in one thing for that long. So yeah, that's the ARC mode. You also have like some side objectives. I have read that there are like NPC troopers that you need to sometimes go and rescue. But I can't remember the other ones because I honestly don't play ARC that much. It's just the duration is really long, which you can see here. It has 3 icons for it, where compared to AAS, much shorter. And to kind of progress the game, in my opinion, is kind of like how we can like develop a story, right? Like after the ARC base has been established, after the ARC scanner gathered intel on the bugs in their tunnels, everyone's opportunity is now open to go on Hive Hunt, which is, the ARC scan is complete. So now troopers have to go underground into the arachnid tunnels and eradicate bug nests. So the duration for Hive Hunt is pretty short compared to like ARC. You need to blow up, I think, like 3 clusters or 3 nests. Ammo will be very limited, so you need to make sure you find supply drops, and once you get to a nest, you need to make sure you survive long enough to keep moving forward and destroying the other nests in this game mode. This is also kind of a cool place to farm weapon XP and just general XP, because each time you destroy a small egg in the tunnels and the caves, you get an experience point. So some people sometimes let the game drag out for a little bit so they can farm some XP. A good team composition that I've heard from people is like you need a medic, an engineer, and a ranger, and then the 4th player slot can be any class. Engineer to help build structures that keep you alive, build a Twin MG turret, ammo crates. Medic is there to revive people, heal them. Ranger so they can boost in and out to place the pretty much the C4, the thermal detonator. And the 4th class could just be like anything that'll help kill the bugs. Here's the cool thing, you just saw that this list refreshed. So that's pretty nice to see happen real time. But yeah, with Hive Hunt, it's a 4-player experience, whereas with ARC and Horde mode and AAS, it's always going to be like 16 players. But the last game mode here is the Horde mode. You basically have to build a base up from ground zero. You don't have to worry about collecting resources. Sometimes it does pop up as like a side objective, but not all the time. This is like a survival mode where you build a base, you survive 10 waves, and you extract. Each wave you get additional resources to help build up the base. So one recommendation I like to suggest when you play this mode is to immediately build up walls and what was this, like small blast doors, small gates, I mean, that's what they're called here in this game, around the mobile HQ, because oftentimes people make the base way too big in the first few waves and they don't build anything around the mobile HQ. So with the mobile HQ, that's the thing you want to protect. As soon as it's destroyed, it's game over. Also, the mobile HQ can't be repaired, so that's another thing you need to keep an eye on. So that's why I always recommend just building up There's those 4 walls around the mobile HQ as quickly as possible before people use up the other resources and make this ridiculously large base that does not protect the mobile HQ at all. So yeah. So for Horde mode, you get some side objectives. You gotta gather resources, eradicate patrols. Remember, for patrols, you want to destroy them because they can increase the threat level, which makes the game mode a lot harder. Sometimes you need to recover Federation equipment, and I think that's the only side objectives in that game mode. I'm probably missing like 1 or 2, but if you know them, you can always chime in the comments. So yeah, I think that's about it for these game modes. Okay, let's move on to the mutators. So what is a mutator? So each time you want to join a game, for example, let's check these out, you'll see some icons next to the names of the available game modes that are in rotation. So let's take a look at this one. So this one is warriors have increased damage and reduced move speed. Special intelligence expects increased warrior ambushes during this mission. So even though this is on normal difficulty, these 2 modifiers will make the game a little more challenging. Let's take a look at the one for Arc. A weather anomaly has been detected. Usually this is going to be a sandstorm. Sometimes there's one for pitch black conditions, which is my favorite. It's where you can't see any further than a few feet in front of you. This other one is there are reports of heavy infestation in the area of operation. And this one, another warrior ambush is expected for this mission. Now, if you want to see the complete list of these mutators, you can click on this button down here. By default for the keyboard, it's going to be the letter Z. So let's check that out. We'll start with the enemy side first. Let's go over this first one. Bugs inbound. Special intelligence reports a arachnid force will attack during the mission. The next one is we got bugs. Excuse me, let me get some water here. Alright. So for this one, we got bugs. There are reports of heavy infestation in the area of operation. This just means that the bugs will spawn a lot more frequently, so just watch out. The one I hate the most, threat level maximum. The arachnids are prepared, so the threat level will be set to the maximum value as soon as you start the game. Good luck. Threat level caution, I don't remember what that is, but I can only assume that the bugs will just be ready for you. Double threat. All threat increases during this mission are doubled, so anytime that the threat level goes up, it's going to be double. Be careful. Ambush. Special intelligence expects increased ambushes during this mission. So keep an eye out for those dirt and pebble and dirt clouds. Those will be the cues you'll need to use to survive. Okay. Drone ambush. Special intelligence expects increased drone ambushes during this mission. Shouldn't be a problem, just a drone. Warrior Ambush. Special Intelligence expects increased warrior ambushes during this mission. Okay, you're gonna be busy. Gunner Ambush. Special Intelligence expects increased gunner ambushes during this mission. Well, I hope you have snipers on your team. Tiger Ambush. Special Intelligence expects increased Tiger ambushes during this mission. Again, good luck. I hope you and your team can quickly kill these things. Grenadier Ambush. Special Intelligence expects increased Plasma Grenadier ambushes during this mission. It's like that movie. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge this. Arachnid Packs. Special Intelligence have sent several enemy Arachnid Packs in the AO. Don't know what that is exactly, but I can only assume that there's going to be large packs of arachnids out there on the field. Drone packs. Special Intelligence have sent several enemy drones in the AO, so I can only assume that's kind of the same thing. It looks like these are all the same, so Warriors, Gunner, Tiger, Grenadier. This could be increased presence, basically. Increased patrols. That's scary. Arachnid patrols have been on the rise. Stay vigilant, troopers. So remember that thing about patrols that I mentioned? There's going to be a lot of them. Elite Arachnids. All Arachnids have increased damage and reduced move speed. Okay. Well, I hope you have a couple of Guardians with you. Elite Drones. Drones have increased damage and reduced move speed. I'm still not scared of drones. I might regret that. Elite Warriors. Warriors have increased damage and reduced move speed. Okay, I mean that's still pretty scary. Just make sure you have a full magazine. Elite Gunners. Gunners have increased damage and reduced move speed. Well, I still hope you have snipers on your team. Okay, let me scroll down. Elite Tigers. Tigers have increased damage and reduced move speed. Oh, well, they're slowpokes. I hope you can kill these bugs before they reach you. Elite Grenadiers. Or, not Grenadiers. Wait, it is. I just can't read. Plasma Grenadiers have increased damage and reduced move speed. So, you know they can one-hit kill you. They're gonna make sure that you're super dead. Armored Arachnids. All Arachnids are highly resistant to explosives. Just make sure you have your good old trusty Marita. Armored Drones. Also resistant to explosives. Just shoot them. Armored Warriors, same thing. Gunners, Tigers, Grenadiers. Just make sure you have a Marita with you. Let's see, where were we? Arachnid Rush. All arachnids have increased move speed and decreased health. That's frightening. Drone Rush. Drones have increased move speed and decreased health. I'm still not scared of them. Looks like it's the same thing for all of these. What's most frightening is the Tiger Rush. Those things are already scary. Okay. Fury. Arachnid Fury. All melee arachnids have increased attack rate. I was already scared of them. I should be even more. Drone Fury. Drones have increased attack rate. I'm still not scared of them. And it looks like the Fury is the same for these. And for the Resilience, everything looks like they just get double health and reduced speed. But these should not be taken lightly for any of these enemy mutators. The bugs, just by themselves without these modifications are already very lethal. So, just be careful, do your best, work with your team to eradicate threats as they arise. Scenario mutators. Sandstorm, weather anomaly detected. My second most favorite one. My first favorite is pitch black because you're in pitch black conditions. Patrol disruption. Special intelligence report that Iraqi patrols have been disrupted. So less patrols, which is always nice. Haven't seen that in a while, or if ever. The explosive mace. Melee has a chance to cause explosions thanks to experimental Vanguard tech. You literally get a mace that can cause bugs to explode. I mean, how cool is that? I have a couple of videos where I call them a gameplay challenge and a smash and bash. You kind of change this into an action RPG if you have an explosive mace mutator, which is pretty cool. Scan blade. Melee scans enemies thanks to experimental Vanguard tech. So that's pretty cool. Scanning will allow you to kind of like highlight bugs that are scanned, and they'll be kind of highlighted in this red outline. It'll help troopers identify bugs that have been scanned and makes it easier to see them, especially if it's in sandstorm and pitch black conditions, or if you're in a tunnel or any other low light setting. Armory mix-up. Due to logistical changes, troopers will be supplied with random equipment for this excursion. Frustrating, but can be fun. Mark 1 optic field test. Troopers will be supplied with the Morita Mark 1 optic for field testing. I'm a big fan of the Morita and I often use that, so having a scope on it, that's cool. Pylum surplus. Due to equipment surplus, all troopers will be supplied with a Pylum rocket launcher. This thing's OP. Rightly so, because it can kill a lot of bugs at once. Haven't seen this in a while, but that's okay. Alright, out of grenades. Grenades are not available due to an intercepted supply shipment. No more grenades, oh that's bad. Grenade field test. Troopers will be supplied with various grenades for field testing. That's cool. I think that could be like any kind of grenade. Sometimes you could get a scan grenade or just any kind of random grenade. Grenade surplus. Troopers have additional grenades. Build tool malfunction. Build tool speed decreased due to a software update, which resulted in a null reference exception. That just sounds like work to me. Yeah. Build tool optimization. Build tool speed increased due to a software optimization and removal of hard references. My line of work, I don't think that will ever happen. Low gravity. A system-wide anomaly has caused lower gravity influence. I've never played that. Integrated health stims. Troopers quickly regenerate health over time thanks to experimental Vanguard tech. That's pretty cool. Integrated utility fabricators. Troopers regenerate utilities over time thanks to experimental Vanguard tech. That's cool. Reviving disabled. Troopers cannot be revived due to a postponed first aid training initiative. That's one of my least favorite scenario mutators, especially on Acme Prime when your bunker's being lit up by inferno bugs. Martyr. Troopers explode when incapacitated due to a misconfigured safety feature on grenades. Also not helpful. CM48 Night Star Field Test. Troopers are equipped with a CM48 Night Star Tactical Mace for field testing. Great for stunning bugs. I wish that was a melee weapon that you can just normally equip. Scan grenade field test. Troopers will be supplied with scan grenades for field testing. Everybody can be a ranger and a sniper. Before we move on from mutators, I forgot to mention that the difficulty levels normal and higher have extra content in their missions, and it's renewed every hour. So, with that said, you can keep an eye on this timer. If you don't like a particular mutator, you can always wait until this refreshes, or you can play a different game mode. Yeah, there you go. And my very last tip here is, most importantly, that this is a cooperative game. You and the other players need to work together in order to win and achieve victory. So, help others whenever you can. And don't expect to survive very long if you decide to wander off or refuse to work with others in a nice and polite manner. This is an amazing game that the developers have made, and this is something that's really cool, and I hope works out, and I hope that there aren't toxic people out there that's just gonna troll a bunch of people or belittle other people just simply because they don't know as much as others do. So do your part, but most importantly, do not talk down to others and call them a noob or call them stupid because they didn't do something the way that you wanted it to be. We all have to start somewhere, and we all have to help each other. And the best way to improve is to teach others what you know and share what you know. So this has been a Starship Troopers Extermination Basics Primer. I'm Random Game Channel, and I'll see you on the field.